Welcome back to the channel, guys. My name is Gordon. We are back with another video. Today we're diving in to talk about ASTER, the hot new perp DEX on the block within the crypto DeFi space. As always, if you enjoy the content, please make sure to smash that thumbs up button below, hit subscribe, hit that bell notification icon. Don't forget to grab your completely free copy of The Rise of Bitcoin. That is waiting for you in the description below. Make sure to grab it and let's talk about ASTER. Okay, so like I said, ASTER has been on everybody's lips in the crypto space over the past 7 to 14 days, and potentially rightly so, based on some of the volumes we're seeing coming through the ASTER perpetual DEX and some of the price action we're seeing with the ASTER token as well. And the main reason there is so much hype, excuse the pun, because Hyperliquid is the biggest competitor in the perp DEX space, is because CZ from Binance and the entire Binance team is behind and backing the ASTER perpetual DEX. Again, you can see decentralized perpetual contracts trading cross-chain, cross-crypto, and using perpetual contracts to go long and short with leverage in the ASTER decentralized DEX. Why is this such a big deal? Well, when you see the success of Hyperliquid as the leading perpetual DEX in the entire crypto space over the past year, what you're seeing now is centralized exchanges waking up to the fact that we are moving towards a world which is more decentralized, and users ultimately want to be able to use leverage in a decentralized manner, maintaining self-custody of their assets in their self-custody wallets and not having or keeping large amounts of capital on those centralized exchanges. The likes of Binance, Bybit, and many, many more have been extremely successful over the past 5 to 10 years because of the fact that they have enabled futures trading and perpetual contracts on their centralized exchanges. But in the past 12 to 24 months, we have been seeing a very big shift towards traders wanting to use self-custody solutions, move their capital off of centralized exchanges, and do perpetual trading in a more decentralized manner. And, the writing is on the wall here. You're seeing the growth of Hyperliquid as a leading perp DEX, over $5.9 billion in total value locked here. And what you're looking at is huge amounts of growth. Even since the beginning of this year, we've gone from, $844 million of TVL on Hyperliquid in November 2024 to over 5.9 billion, almost $6 billion of total value locked here on Hyperliquid as of today. That is a 10 to 11 month time period where we've done a 6 to 7x in terms of total value locked on Hyperliquid. And what's even more impressive is the sheer amount of revenue these perp dexes and Hyperliquid are doing on a daily basis. If you look at this consistent revenue, Hyperliquid are doing between $3 to $8 million in revenue every 24 hours on this chart. You're looking at very consistent revenues here between $3 to $8 million on a daily basis, which is phenomenal revenue for a decentralized protocol. And with this growth in market share and TVL and the growth and the profitability of being able to generate $3 to $8 million every 24 hours in revenue, you're seeing the centralized exchanges like Binance, like Bybit, who are also creating ByReal, and even Coinbase, who are backing Avantis now, another perp DEX. If you want me to do a video on Avantis, drop a comment below as well, guys. But you're seeing the centralized exchanges understanding where consumer and retail sentiment is going, and you're seeing them pivot now to create decentralized perp alternatives, just like ASTER, to compete with the likes of Hyperliquid. If I scroll down here, again, you can find this at asterdex.com, guys. Make sure you're using the correct link. But in short, Aster is a perpetual DEX on the Binance Smart Chain. You're going to be using the BNB Smart Chain as the native network for creating and buying different orders here, whether it's spot or perpetuals directly on Aster. You can use a couple different networks here as far as I'm aware as well. But if we launch the application itself, you can see you have the ability to connect the Binance Smart Chain, Ethereum, Arbitrum, or even Solana. Now, you will have to deposit funds into the perp DEX to be able to actually execute buy and sell orders or go long or short on specific assets. But you can see you have the potential to be using up to 100x on many of these different notable altcoins, many of which you're probably very familiar with. You've got Aster, where you can use up to 50x leverage itself. Bitcoin, Ethereum, and BNB, you can use 100x leverage. And then most of the other altcoins allow you to do leverage up to this kind of 25 to 50x area. Interestingly, on Hyper Liquid or the Hype token, they let you do up to 300x, which is the largest I'm seeing here, which was very, very interesting. Maybe they're wanting people to go a little bit ham on the Hype token itself because they are a direct competitor. But you can see lots of interesting options here with altcoins. And what you're also seeing now is the ability to actually go long and short different equities and the Mag 7 stocks here using leverage directly on Aster. So you can do 50x leverage against these stock derivatives, and you're taking long and short perpetual trades for the Mag 7. I'm sure they will be introducing many more stocks and equities here for you to go long and short, but very interesting to see that they've added this as a brand new addition. You can now trade stocks going long and short with perpetuals in a decentralized manner directly from your self-custody wallet. Okay. The other big reason why Aster has been getting so much traction, apart from the fact, like I mentioned, that it's being backed by by Binance and CZ, is if you come over to the actual price of the Aster token itself. Let's go back to all markets here. Let's select Aster. You're currently seeing Aster up at $2.07. And if I bring this back to a 4-hour chart, I was talking with some people about this token when we were back here at the 40 to 50 cents level. And in the past, let's say 9 days alone, we've done a huge increase in price. Let's measure it on a percentage basis, but we've basically gone from a price of around 40 to 50 cents here all the way up to prices here at $2.07. That is a phenomenal increase in price. And I'm trying to get the measurement tool here. I'm not finding it, as it's a little bit different here compared to TradingView directly. But if we measure these prices over the past 8 days alone, we've seen a 283% increase in the price of the Aster token. And we did see a moment where we went as high here as about $2.42, a 353% increase in a 5-day period. Okay. Thinking about the opportunity at hand here, again, like I said, huge increases in the Hyperliquid TVL, and Hyperliquid has quickly become one of the largest DEXs in the entire crypto space. I think it's the 11th or 12th largest token by overall market cap. We'll check that in a moment, but look at how parabolic Aster's TVL has gone in the past week alone. If we zoom in on this chart here, it's almost comical how vertical it's gone since the 17th of September, literally 10 days since since this actually went live at the time of recording my video here. But this $2.18 billion of TVL, again, some of this is being driven by the airdrop that Aster are having. You will see, and you are seeing a lot of people doing airdrop farming by pushing tons of volume in here, creating long and short positions at this moment in time because they're trying to capitalize on the airdrop happening here in the next week or so. And so you might see that TVL and volume actually decrease ever so slightly. However, I do think this is a long-term bet, and I do think Aster has a lot of promise over the next few years. The reason I say that is because Binance is the largest centralized exchange in the entire world, and it's no mistake that they've gotten there. CZ, and his history of building Binance over the past few years is phenomenal. And if he's bringing his prowess and his understanding of the crypto space to Aster, you can only think that Aster is going to continue to grow and gain some level of major dominance in the perp DEX world. You're looking at Binance being by far and away the largest DEX by trading volume on a 24-hour basis. It is more than 3x the trading volume than its largest competitor, Bybit, and it's doing basically 7 to 8x the volume of Coinbase on a daily basis as well. And so Binance is by far the largest centralized exchange, whatever way you want to cut it, by trading volume, by users, by weekly visits. And I think if you map that towards the perp DEX world and consumers and retail investors continuing to educate themselves on the benefits of self-custodying assets and, moving towards this world of decentralized finance, I think that's only going to become more and more more and more widespread, I think you're going to see Aster capitalize and probably see the price of the token continue to move higher. Remember what CZ did with the Binance token and the Binance Smart Chain. If we come over here and look at the BNB token, BNB actually went up to fresh all-time highs just in the past few days, up to $1,077 per token. CZ and Binance implemented a burn mechanism for the Binance Smart Chain and the BNB token, and so it is by nature a deflationary token. If he introduces some kind of similar architecture for the Aster token and we start to see buyback and burns, or even just regular burns and a deflationary mechanism built into the tokenomics for Aster in the coming years, I think you're going to see the price of the Aster token continue to move much, much higher. If we go back to coin market cap here very quickly, just like I was saying, Hyperliquid is the 11th largest protocol in the entire crypto space now, with a $15 billion market cap. Scrolling down the list here, Aster has obviously made its way quickly up the ranks here. We're at 35 right now, sitting at a $3.4 billion market cap. It's still about 4 to 5x undervalued, not undervalued, but 4 to 5x lower in market cap compared to Hyperliquid. But again, if we think about the medium to long term outlook and the fact that Binance are now realizing they need to be a top player in the decentralized perp exchange game, I do think you're going to see Aster moving into the tens of billions in market cap over the coming years. Again, you're looking at 3.4 billion right now. You've got an 8 billion total supply for Aster tokens. Right now, we've got 1.65 billion in circulation. I would not be surprised to see some type of mechanism implemented here for buyback and burns, or even a regular burn schedule, similar to what CZ did with the BNB token. And that would be very, very bullish for Aster in the medium term. That is it for today's video about Aster, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you are a little bit more informed and educated on Aster as a true perpetual DEX alternative to Hyperliquid. Let me know in the comments below, do you want me to do a price prediction video for Aster and the Aster token, and where I think it could get to by the peak of this cycle? If there's enough comments below, I will put that together for you guys. Make sure to comment on the video. Before you leave, I would really appreciate if you took just 3 seconds, drop a thumbs up on the video. Let's do it right now. Under my finger, there is a thumbs up button on your screen. Make sure to smash that. Hit the bell notification icon. Make sure to subscribe. You've got a free copy of The Rise of Bitcoin waiting for you below. Grab that now, and we'll catch you in the next one.